Hey guys, in this video we're talking about the mean, which is just a fancy way of saying average. So to calculate a mean, you need to know what your data points are and how many of them there are. So in this one, for example, we don't know this data point, but say we did, say this data point was 3, then to find the mean, we would just do 3 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 and divide all of that by 5 because that's the number of data points we have. So we're really just finding the average. But in this example, we're actually saying, okay, given the average, given the mean, which is 6, what is this data point? How many coins did Julia find? So we know 4 of the data points. And we know that the average of the 5 is 6. So basically our average is X, that's Julia's, plus Alice is 6, Davy is 5, Lucas is 6, and Carter is 8, all divided by 5 because there are 5 data points. And all of this equals 6 because that's the mean that we're given. So all we have to do is simplify this. So 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 is 24. So we have x plus 24 over 5 equals 6. If we multiply both sides by 5, x plus 24 equals 30. Subtract 24, x equals 6. Sorry, my mind just completely blanked there for a second. X is 6. So basically Julia has 6. And that's really all we're doing here. Is we're saying, okay, if I set up my mean equation and then solve for the unknown value. And what? What do you mean it's wrong? Hold on. Oh, I see what I did wrong. This should be 25, not 24. My bad. So when you add those together, that was 25. So then here when you subtract, you get 5. Oops. So if I switch to my mouse and I put 5 here, I will get the correct answer. Ta-da! Yeah. So the process was right. I just added wrong. Oopsies. Okay, so then this would be the same idea. They just didn't give you a graph. So, yeah, so be exactly the same process. I'm not going to go through it again. The process is the same. Let's move on to this assignment, estimating mean and median in data. So we know what the mean is. We talked about that. That's the average. What is the median? The median is the middle number. So if I have, so let's just look at this, this histogram and see if we can figure it out. So Katrina watched a basketball game and recorded how many points of each of the 18 players scored. Here are the results. So 2 scored 0, 1 scored 2, 1 scored 3, 1 scored 7, 2 scored 8, 2 scored 9, 1 scored 10, 2 scored, 13? 1 scored 14, 1 scored 15, 1 scored 16, 1 scored 17, 1 scored 35, that's impressive, and 1 scored 44. So, yeah. So the median is, like I said, the middle number. So if I count the dots, so 1, 2, 3, there should be 18 of them. So half of 18 is 9. So the middle number is going to be the average of the 9th and 10th number, because this is an even number. So I have two middle numbers, so I have to average the middle numbers to get the median. So I'm going to count 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the median should be halfway between 9 and 10, or 9.5. So that's going to be A. But that's basically what you're doing with the median, is you're just counting the numbers, and then the middle number, or the average of the two middle numbers, is your median. And then, of course, the mean is the average. So again, that would be 0. You would just add up all of these points and then divide by 18, and that's how you would find the average. I could guesstimate. I'm pretty sure it's going to be B, because it's kind of the middle of the data. So since this is estimating, I would probably just pick B, because having the average be above most of the points is unlikely, but these two are going to skew the average. So let's go ahead and actually calculate it, just to satisfy my personal curiosity. So I have 0 plus 0, but who cares? So what I'm actually putting in my calculator would be 2 plus 3, plus 7 plus, remember you have to add 8 twice because there are 2 of them, plus 8 plus 9 as well is also twice, plus 10 plus 13 twice. So you could just put in 13 times 2 in your calculator, plus 13 times 2, plus 14, plus 15, plus 16, plus 17, and that's it. Plus 35, plus 44, and then divide that by 18. And I got 12.4, which does correspond with B. So so you can pretty much tell that B is going to be the average, especially since you've already said, okay, well, A is the median, so it can't be the mean. So we've already ruled that out. So it makes sense that B would be the mean, because it's kind of halfway in between the data. These outliers are pulling the mean this way, but it would take major outliers to pull the mean this far. That would be kind of crazy, right? To pull the mean quite this far. If you had major outliers, it could happen, but it's very unlikely. So we can look at this. We didn't have to do all that math. We could look at this and say, I'm pretty sure that the mean is B. Oh, before I go on, I want to talk about the mode, because I don't think there's a Khan Academy assignment on that, but I want you guys to remember what that is. So the mode is the most common number. Now this histogram, we actually have 4 modes, because there are 4 data points that have 2. So 13 is a mode, 9 is a mode, 8 is a mode, and 0 is a mode. So you can have more than one mode. It's whatever you have the most of, and if you have the most of multiple things, then that's your mode. If you have one of everything, you can probably just say there is no mode, because it doesn't really make sense to say, well, the mode is everything. That's not statistically useful. So we would say maybe there is no mode if we had one of every data point. But if you have, you're allowed to have multiple modes, is what I'm trying to say. But it's whatever you have the most of. So for example, in this one, the mode would be would be 31 and 30 because both of them have 4. Also, this is very symmetrical. This is very symmetrical. So your mean and your median are going to be the same because there's the same number of data points above and below. So halfway through the data points would again be here. This would be the last one of these and the first one of these. So again, the average of the two would be the median. And then the mean, since it's very, very symmetrical, is going to be halfway in between. So in this one, the mean and the median are both going to be B. And I don't even have to calculate anything because it's so symmetrical. I can just tell that. Okay, so that's mean, median, and mode. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.